Well, hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday night. I'm so glad that we have this opportunity to come to you. We come to you every Thursday night at 7. My name is Tia Knapp, and I would like to introduce you to my dear friend, Dr. Michael Gross.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
We are thrilled to do this. We only do this for half an hour, roughly. And we encourage people to leave their comments, questions, and stuff. And what we'll do is at the end of Michael's message for tonight, he will also have the opportunity to hear the comments and answer any questions you have, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker, an energy transformational coach, an entrepreneur, and the author of The Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true sources, love, joy, and happiness. Michael has done so much for me personally, and I can only speak for myself, but um, he's changed my entire life. He has brought me from this negative mindseted individual who was insecure and hanging, I was like a little wallflower. And I know people probably don't believe that, but it's true. And now it's like I'm so thrilled to pieces to have you here in my life, Michael, and move and help me move forward in my spiritual journey. Michael has over 30 years of spiritual experience. He's a teacher, multidimensional healer, transformational coach who is exceptionally skilled in all aspects of soul, over soul, vibrations, frequencies, body timing, life force energies, and more. So I encourage you, I'll put his contact information as well as mine in the comments. And I encourage you to definitely tap in and take a look at him. He's got his website in there. And don't forget, Michael, he offers a complimentary consultation. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that they have the opportunity to talk to Michael at their leisure as well. So I'm going to go ahead and mute Michael. The floor is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I was thinking, what should I talk to all of you today? And I did a little investigatory work and asked the true source, and it came out just your life and your soul. Do you ever think that there was a symbiotic relationship between the two? Probably not. We've all heard of soul urges. We all heard of, following my path. And then we heard about your soul feels hurt or lost, or you're looking for your soulmate. All those words have come out, and they all have a different meaning, by the way. But most importantly, is that there is that symbiotic relationship, as I said, because your soul urge, your soul had a game plan for you. Just imagine that your soul is the director of a new play called Your Life, and the major actress or actor is you. And this script has been written out for you to achieve some beautiful, wonderful, powerful things. And by that, I mean, what is beautiful, wonderful, and powerful things? Well, you're here to experience life. And many of you don't realize life is a gift. Without life, you cannot experience love. Without love, you cannot experience the life. And I'm talking about human love relationships. Because you see, when you're out of your body, when you're in your soul body and you haven't incarnated, there's only one frequency, energy, and vibration, and that is unconditional love. But I want to set that aside for a moment. And setting that aside for a moment, your play starring you wrote what you were going to accomplish, what you came here to learn, and what you came here to experience. And that's so important. It wasn't here for you to experience, unlimited wealth or pain or insecurity or a lack of self worth, self love, and self esteem. It was to empower you and look at everything as a gift. Yes, in a sense, we all came here to learn about self worth, self love, and self esteem. But what if you could learn this easily? What if you could appreciate this wonderful experience called life in this body you've chosen? How often do you look in the mirror? Well, I got a wrinkle here, I got a roll here, put on 20 pounds, or I look too skinny, or something. Always judgmental. That's not what your soul is. Just think your soul is saying, hey, congratulations, you made it. Look at this planet you're on. Look at the beautiful flowers and the trees and the sky. Look at all those beautiful souls you've met. Look at all those who have been in pain and overcome pain. Look at all those that are stuck in their fears and life and doubts and anxiety. Look what they've created. Look what you've created. And look what is obtainable. Well, as you know, my branding, as they call it, is that you are unlimited. What does that mean? It means you can achieve anything and everything. But spend a moment and listen to your soul's urge. Well, what is your soul's urge? Think about that. What do you think it is? Finding what makes your heart sing, finding what makes you happy, enjoying every moment as something that is a grand revolution in your life. What is that revolution? You're learning something new. And the revolution can be, I had a steak dinner, or I went to an Asian restaurant, or I went to a seafood restaurant, or I had a great hamburger. There are wonderful revolutions, and I talk about revolution being a knowingness and understanding in my life, not the kind that causes chaos, but the kind that makes you aware of everything in your life. How often have you stopped and say, I appreciate this new experience? See, without experiences, you don't understand what is positive and negative in your life. And what may be negative in your life today, 10 years, 10 minutes, 10 seconds, 20 years from now, may be something very positive. And it's so important. When I talk to people and some of them said they struggled through life as a child, they came from a poor family and on and on and on. And they said, wow, yeah, look at yourself now, you're successful. What was the impetus that gave you the drive to decide to find joy and happiness and success in your life? It was what you experienced. Just think, if everything was given to you, everything, you didn't have to work for anything until you were 25 years old, would you be lost? Would you have expectations sitting there? I'm waiting for somebody to bring me something. Where is it? Where is it? I don't have it. Oh, pity me. Oh, poor me. I'm a victim. No, you came here to learn something. And even those who have what they call a silver spoon or a golden spoon, they came here to learn something. But when you stop to meditate and ask to listen to the thoughts of your soul, or just look, why is this occurring for me? Why is this happening? Instead of, why is God punishing me? Why am I being punished? Why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? Every little bump in the road, every challenge empowers you. Powers you because your soul said, see, you can overdo this. See, we're presented this life so you can learn something. See, you've gaining great knowledge. See, you're a role leader for your family. See, you're showing a path for your family. See, you're a hero in your life or a heroine in your life, depending upon which gender you are. That's what you need to understand. That life, yes, it has a series of ups and downs, but it's like the ocean. The tide comes in and the tide goes out, and the tide comes in and the tide goes out. Just think about that. The tide coming in is what you're learning and empowering. Going out, the tide going out, enjoying what you've learned and grown from. And the reason I'm addressing this very day is look at the chaos going on in our planet. It is incredible. Families arguing with other families, families divided politically. And what do we see on social media? Exciting things. This is what I had for lunch. This is my new rowboat. Oh, this is the sun setting. Oh, this is the new suit or dress I bought. Oh, this is me chewing gum. Come on. Are those things really important? Why do you think beautiful souls do that? Because they don't have any self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. So they feel that that's their point, that the spotlight is on them. It's the Academy Awards time, and I'm doing all these things. Aren't I wonderful? How do we measure people now? Most of those, well, they have a lot of money or they're in the limelight. But how do we measure a person who spends time to help one another, or a mother and father sacrificing their own joy and happiness to take care of their children, or someone else giving up their free time to volunteer for something, or someone here to help you, even as simple as unloading groceries from your car, or maybe mowing the lawn. We don't measure that anymore. We don't see the value in it. Yeah, I know some of you listen to, yeah, I appreciate it, but you don't recognize the enormity of it. Someone is going out of their way to help you and guide you. That's so important. You know, the other day, my son and I were talking, and there was a sale on some TV sets or something like that. And he said, you know, do you really think that the company selling that TV set or computer on sale and it's slashed by hundreds and hundreds of dollars, they're taking a loss? No, the manufacturer's got too many of something, so they're slashing the price. So therefore, the retailer's slashing the price. Of course, they want to move the computers or TV sets or refrigerators. They want to get rid of them. Look at our society today. It's become disposable. Isn't that interesting? You don't want to keep anything for a long time. Wow, how fascinating is that? You know, I remember years ago when I bought a house, they left an old refrigerator with a big ball and compressor on top. And this was back in 1965 or 68. It was 30 years old. It was still running. It still was. How many have a refrigerator or a freezer or an appliance that'll run for 30 years? You know, I look around and they have these refrigerators for $2,000 or $3,000. And I go, well, what's the warranty? 5 years. And then I look up online, how long it'll last, 10 years. Wow, disposable. Just really amazing. And I remember one time that I was thinking of putting in central air conditioning. I got this whole spiel. They're going to do this. Give me 10 years to pay for it. Very low interest. I said, well, what's the warranty on the compressor? 10 years. Oh, so I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for 10 years with interest, and the thing's going to die, and I got to buy a new one. And just then I talked to a friend of mine, and his compressor went on in central air conditioning. And I said, how much did it cost you? He said, well, he's got a big house. He said it was $7,000. And I said, how old was it? 10 years old. Wow. Look at that. So are you really getting a bargain? If you have an air conditioner last you 10 years, if you're lucky, it's $1,000 a year, which you're spending to pay it off plus interest. Wow. And then at the end of the period, you got to start all over again. We've become a disposable world, and we really don't think about things. And we have to save on plastics because plastic is ruining the world. So here in the state of Washington, they charge you 8 cents to 10 cents for a plastic bag. We're going to save trees. Well, did you look at your meats wrapped in plastic cellophane? Did you look at the little canisters of macaroni or potato salad in plastic containers? Did you look around? Some of the meat you buy are enclosed in plastic, or the cheeses or whatever. Yeah, we're saving a lot by, not using, paper bags and using plastic. Now we're being punished for it because, I guess we're saving trees, but now we have to spend 8 or 10 cents for a plastic bag. If you remember to take your own bag in, great, but how many of us remember to do that? Now, the 8 or 10% is not a lot of money, but it's the point. It's the point of what's happening. It's the point of us not caring. It's the point of us just looking the other way. And now we notice, and I'll be blunt, a lot of the retailers are now charging 3% to use a credit card. Well, that's pretty cool, and I talked to my son who has a restaurant. He told me the fees as a restaurateur, when you charge it and you get a cash back, they are turning around and charging him extra money for accepting a credit card. Well, guess what? You're going to pay for it because somebody's got to pay for that extra 3 or 4%. And guess what? They're going to raise prices because they have to survive. By the way, the average restaurant averages 2.5 to 3% profit. So don't think they're making a killing. Probably a couple of them are, but most of them aren't. So think about all these things that are going on. A disposable world. But the point is, we're not standing up for what we believe. We're just becoming robots. Do this, do that, just accept that. Maybe, in the state of Washington, our gas tax, we have the second and third highest gas tax in the nation. And they're raising it again because the poor people they'll be okay, but the rich people can afford to buy the gas and pay 6 cents a gallon. How many rich people buy gas compared numerically to the middle income and lower income? Of course, there are more middle and lower income, so we're paying through the nose. These things that I'm bringing out because we aren't listening to our soul. How do you listen to your soul? Say, I have to stand up for what I believe in. I truly have to stand up. I truly have to realize that life is not about all the toys. It's not about how many people worship me because I'm successful, but how did I make a difference in life? And the first one you need to make a difference is your life. How do you bring joy and happiness to your life? How do you bring prosperity, not in terms of money, but in health and finding joy in everyday life? I was talking to someone in the um, computer field and talking to them on social media. And I was told, if you post something on social media, you don't get them in the first 10 or 20 seconds. Goodbye. They're not even interested in it. And then I began to look at myself and I said, holy cow, I'm getting that way. So I decided to stop and read what people post. Now, I may not disagree, but sometimes there's a golden nugget. Sometimes it's one little thought. Yeah, that's a good point. I need to change that thought. Instead, we are just becoming robots. That's not what you're here for. Your soul is here for you to experience life, and your epitaph is when you birth out. How well did you love? How much did you change? And what do you leave as your legacy? And it ain't money, as it said. It's how you felt about life and how you taught others about the quality and love and joy and happiness of life. That's what it's all about. That's what's so important for you. So I'd like all of you to stop for a moment. Stop for a moment as you're stopping and think about, how do I bring joy to my life? How do I bring happiness to others around me? You want to know the secret? If you're joyous and happy, Michael, why are you so happy? What's your secret? And then you share something really simple. Spend each day alone, meditate, and give thanks for everything that brought you joy. Well, that's pretty easy, but what's the benefit of it? Well, the universal law says whatever you give thanks for, you must like it. We're going to give you more. Well, how does that really work? It works very simple. If somebody says, my life is always sucky, that's the way it's going to be. Universe goes, okay, you must like a sucky life. We'll give you more of that. Well, that's not what I meant. Of course, it's not what you meant. But that's the energy you're producing because your thoughts are electromagnetic, means it's an energy. Magnet draws into whatever you're thinking. Hello. And then maybe a month later, why is there so much chaos? Why are there so much problems? What were you thinking a month ago? What were you feeling? What was the sob story or victimization you were expressing? Well, I didn't mean to do it. Well, congratulations. You learned a new lesson. How long are you going to continue to do it? Well, it's not fair. It's not this. That's right. But you created it because your soul says, Michael, to you, whatever your name is, you created it. Take responsibility and reverse engineer those negative thoughts. Every thought that you have, no matter what it is the electromagnetic. In other words, you bring into your life. And a lot of people go, oh, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. Let's talk about some of the challenges and what you were feeling. And when I make them do that, well, yeah, I guess I was feeling that way. Well, how about changing right now? How about giving thanks for every experience? Supposing something was arduous, I give thanks for this arduous experience because now I know how to overcome it. The universe goes, well, that's great. We're not going to give you arduous one because now you learned how to overcome it. It's going to be easier because you know how to overcome it no matter what happens. It's that simple. We are so powerful that you not only created your body, whatever you look like, whatever your weight is, but all illness, all healing, all joy, and all happiness. That's what you created. And you can argue with me and argue with me, and I will show you what you created in your life, and more importantly, what you came here to learn. I have met a person who said they were devastated by a relationship that broken up and they didn't want to live anymore and they concentrated on it. Guess what? They didn't make it. They died. Instead of, what a great relationship. I'm sorry it didn't work out. But maybe there was something I had to complete in this life. And just maybe, now that I've learned this lesson, I am ready for something more powerful and loving and caring. That's everything in our life is a lesson. Everything in our life gives us the opportunity to turn it into lemons or turn it into honey. I don't know about you, but me, I prefer honey. It's really sweet. It's really nutritious. And by the way, they found honey in pyramids that were thousands of years old. Guess what? It was still palatable and healthy to eat. It was eternal. And that's what your soul is, eternal. Eternal is everything you're experiencing. Somebody asked me, I'm just checking the time, but somebody was asking me, well, I heard the past and present are all happening simultaneously. Well, how could that be? When I was 8 years old, this happened, and now I'm 60. I don't understand. And I said, an oversimplification. Look at your soul containing a memory of all your experiences. Let's say you don't remember all of them, but look at your subconscious mind, your unconscious mind, two different things. Is a recorder, a hard disk of every experience. So let's say I'm 60 years old and I remember falling off my bike at 8. At that moment, that very second, that past becomes the present, becomes the moment, because I'm recalling it. And if I'm thinking I'm going to get a new bike tomorrow, which is the future, I'm now doing it in the moment because I'm setting my intention this moment, this second, to buy a new bike tomorrow. Think about that. So as the true source said, the past predicts the present and the present predicts the future. Where are your thoughts and what are you doing? So please think about all the things I'm sharing and ask others to join us. I want to share something that makes my heart sing, that's so beautiful and so empowering. But before I do that to you, do we have any questions or any comments you wish to share?
I'm muted, sorry. We do have comments. One just flashed across the screen. I apologize for that. Darshan wrote, we all came here for the experience. The question, what experience do we want to have?
Well said.
And then he said, it's all happening for us, not to us.
Perfect.
And he's his own hero. We are all our own heroes. Also, he's got a freezer from the 1970s that's still working. And Inga's here, and she said this talk has long been one of her favorite topics, that we have become a throwaway society, and she's grateful that you're talking about it.
Thank you.
And she also said that people often think about it in relationships as well. And it's true. If we, it's so easy to just like walk away from a relationship instead of working on it, right?
Yes.
And then Darshan added here, I loved a lot. I help people to live a life that they love and love themselves for life and help them because they are their own hero. And that's his legacy. It's so wonderful that he shared his legacy with us tonight.
Thank you.
And we also have some other people that are just glad to be here. They're welcoming the fact that you're here and that we're streaming onto your Facebook page as well.
Thank you.
So they're sending you hearts.
Thank you. What I'd like to share with all of you is something very dear to my heart. And the second Saturday of every month, I do what is called the Mass Consciousness Healing. Basically, what is that? It's we all get together, whether it's 10 people, 5 people, 1,000 people, and we get together with everybody. And what happens is my phone's talking to me. You want to talk about technology? My phone is sitting there and it's picking up what I'm talking about. I haven't even touched it. That tells you when you have a cell phone, somebody's listening. So be well aware of that. Anyway, getting back to the second Saturday of every month, the Mass Consciousness Healing. And it starts at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01. In the first 4 or 5 minutes, we kind of chat where you're from, and then we go into a deep meditation. And we go into a deep meditation, we bring through the energy of the true source of unconditional love and bring that beautiful unconditional love through your body, because nothing negative can live in the energy of love, out through your heart chakra and embraces the planet. And what I've talked about before, Moses has joined us, Jesus has joined us, Krishna has joined us, Buddha has joined us, many angels, the Archangel Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, and many of your guides and angels have joined us. Because you see, we have to make a difference on this planet. That's why you're here. That's part of your soul urge and your mission and goal. And we will succeed, but we really need your help. And so the healing goes to the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom. And if you look around Mother Earth, there's a lot of earthquakes, and volcanoes burping and getting ready to blow. And I'm going to tell you, she's going through a rebirth. It's not by accident. Those who are watching us in the East Coast, they've had earthquakes rumbling. And Tennessee and upstate New York and New Jersey, New York City, Alabama, South Carolina. I mean, it's unheard of, at least in our lifetime, and other parts of the world. She needs our help and loving to help her give rebirth to one of love and joy and happiness, but also all the humans on this planet, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom. This is done on freeconferencecall.com. We're going to give the information to call in. And all it requires for you to say, hello, I'm here to make a difference. That's all you have to say. All the work is going to be done by the true source to help you accomplish this change. Dio, give them that information.
Absolutely. The number you dial is 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125446#. One more time.
202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125446#. Now, using the same information, same telephone number, the same code, every Tuesday evening from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, it's called Soul Awakening. This is where you call in. You can ask any question about spirituality. Hopefully, I'll be able to answer the question, and I deliver a 10-minute message. It's so important that you're part of this, because maybe you remember this, or maybe you forgot about it, or maybe you needed to be reminded of it. But it's a group of us get together, and we're doing powerful things on this planet. Do you give them that information?
That Tuesday night number is 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125446#. The same information as the Mass Consciousness Healing. So please join us. And as I say, you can be in, your bathing suit, your pajamas, or whatever on freeconferencecall.com. We don't care. We won't know. But please help us make a difference. Now, as I was saying, I'll deliver a 10-minute message. And on the 10-minute message, I was looking to see the exact number. And as of Monday night, there were 397 messages. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. We've been doing this for a while. And they're not really, someone said, are they indexed? And I said to her, no, by mistake, I forgot to do it. But I said to her, you want to look through 397 labels? She said, no. I said, me neither. Trust your soul. Maybe you want to listen to 212, or maybe 397 or 92. I would recommend those to start with. and you'll be surprised at how much it will change your life. You're stuck in traffic, you're angry, you're upset, you're depressed. Gosh darn it, just go in, listen to it. Listen for 10 minutes. What do you got to lose? 10 minutes of your time will change your life. So you give them information how they can access it.
Absolutely. I highly recommend that you guys all put this in your phone contacts. It's 434 300 4170. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. One more time, please.
Okay. 434 300 4170. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. Now it's going to ask you what number. I started at number 3 up to number 397. Whatever one you choose, it's perfect for you. I encourage all of you to do that. Also, if you go to Dr. Michael B. Gross YouTube, you will have a choice of seeing some of the quotes. You'll hear me be talking. There'll be an award-winning photography picture done by Tio Nat. You'll hear me speaking. You'll have a little visual, and it will help you. And you just pick which one, or even these podcasts. We got probably 150 or more, or whatever the number is. You'll always choose the right one. So I encourage you to do that. It's really important. Also, I would like to say for all the new people here, I give you a complimentary 20 to 30 minute session, although sometimes it runs over. And I'm not going to sell you anything. I'll just say if I can be of any assistance, let me know. Thank you very much. That's it. And if you're interested in more, fine. If you're not, I help your soul grow, and that's fine with me. It's wonderful. Therefore, I just wanted to pass all that on to you. I would like all of you to know that when you're meditating, ask to send healing to Mother Earth, send her love, and ask to send love to everyone on this planet, because we all need it. And remember, there's only 2 energies on this planet, love and anything that is not of love. So I want to thank you. And Tia and I talk about our books, and I forgot to bring Tia's book from my other room, but I know she has her book and she's going to get it, so I apologize. She wrote a book called Healing the Hole in Your Soul. It's all about, as she calls it, from gutter to grace. It's a beautiful book, how she overcame adversity, fear, doubt, physical, mental, emotional abuse, and much, much more. It's inspiring. It's a roadmap, how to find, listen to your soul, and create the life your soul so desired that you wrote to happen. Besides, I like the guy that wrote the foreword. So please, everyone, you can get this book in 2 ways. Amazon, but the preferred way is to contact her. She has the information. She'll write a little note. It's not going to cost you any more than it would cost on Amazon. I believe it's $29.95. That includes tax and shipping. It may be a little bit slower than Amazon. You won't get it in 24 or 48 hours, but it'll be well worth it because she has that gift to tune in to write the words that you need to hear. So everyone, take a look at it, get a hold of her, and buy it now. And this,
It's my turn, Michael.
yes.
I'm holding both of them, okay? These are like bookends. All right. Dr. Michael Gross, as you know, is the author of The Spiritual Primer, and he's the amazing soul who changed my life. If it wasn't for him and the wisdom and the words of the book he's holding, this book here would not even be in existence. And I want to say that this is my healing journey. This is the story of my past. He woke up my soul the first day I met him when I purchased the book that he's holding. And I am so blessed and grateful that has transpired in the next, I've been working with him for over 5 years now. And the one thing I want to say is that I have a new book coming out as well, Michael. And there's going to be a time when we share that one here as well on the podcast. But for now, I highly recommend that you get that complimentary consultation, get that book in your hand, because Dr. Michael Gross, in his book, is packed with golden words of wisdom, nuggets that can change your life. And I am so incredibly blessed and honored and grateful that he gives us so much. He has shared, he has shared so much energy and guidance with me. And now what he's got going on is we're moving forward in such a greater perspective. Come to his podcasts, go to his YouTube channel. We've been doing these videos for, I think, almost 4 years, Michael. I think it's almost 4 years. I'll have to go back and double check. But everything he shares with us is a golden nugget, and it can change your life. It truly can change your life if you're open to it. You have to be open to listening to your soul, because your soul will guide you. And sit that doubt, fear, and ego aside, and put that analogical thinking aside as well, right, Michael?
Right.
Because
absolutely.
What he teaches us is not something that you can seriously analyze. It just doesn't work that way. But thank you for donating your time every Thursday night to this beautiful people who come to this podcast, and what you do for our planet and all the people whose lives you touch along the way. You truly make a difference. So if you haven't had your contact with Michael, definitely do, because you're going to feel this powerful energy coming through the phone when you talk to him. I did.
Thank you so much. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Please share it, push the subscribe button. And if you have taken nothing from this podcast today, just understand that you are creating a roadmap for your family and friends to follow that's going to bring them healing, love, and joy, and happiness. Everyone, have a wonderful week. Know that you are loved and you are unlimited. Namaste. Thank you. We love you.
Love you. See you next week.